So esports, break it down. I'm a novice.
Basically, I'm gonna start with how I initially got into esports, specifically NBA 2K. Like when I was playing college basketball, and I always played 2K with my friends, and we would play it like competitively, so to speak. Like we would load up into like ranked games, just typical ranked, and we would like try to compete. And I ended up getting pretty good if you were to compare me to like the average individual at 2K. Probably around like 2019 to like 2K19, 2K20 ish. And then COVID hits, and I'm like, well, now I don't have basketball anymore. I didn't have any, so I was like, well, what do I have to do? All I really had to do around my house that was like fun that I used to do for competition was 2K. So I was playing 2K20 with my friends, and I found out about WR League on 2K, which is like the I would say it's the biggest pro am league outside of obviously like the 2K league.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I think I'm really good. We all think that we're really good. Like, let's compete. So we signed up for a tournament. I think it was called WR Rising Stars. And in the first round, we like watched film on the team we were gonna play because we were taking it so seriously. We were so excited, and we were like, "Oh, we're better than these kids. Like, we could beat these kids." And then I went out there and we lost by 40, and then we lost by 40 again, and we got 2-0 swept. And I was like, "Oh yeah, like we're not built for this, whatever." But I felt like I was really good still. I just felt like my friends didn't care as much as I did about it, and I wanted to keep doing it because I kind of enjoyed it. So I like put out a free agent post on Twitter, and I went and looked in Discord at like certain like Discords I found for leagues, and a team picked me up, and they were like, "Oh, like upcoming WR regular season and playoffs, like why don't you come play with us?" And I was like, "All right, yeah, let's do it." Like I was thinking, I was gonna figure it out and get better. Um, we didn't get better. We just lost and lost and lost, and then 2K21 came out, and I wanted to try again, so I signed up with my friends. We went 1-11, didn't make playoffs, and I was like, all right, like, I was like, this just isn't for me, like, whatever. But then the next gen consoles came out, like PS5, and I was like playing pro with my friends again. I was like, let's give it one more shot. Like, let's just try this together. Let's play. And they were like, no, we're not doing it. None of them wanted to do it because we were just losing so much and whatever. But I still really, really, really wanted to give it a shot. So I made another free agent post. So it's been like a huge, super long process already. And I finally got on a team that I thought was like decent. And we made playoffs and stuff like that, only to get smoked out of the playoffs again by the same guy that beat me in my very first tournament. And we got like, it was close though. It was close this time. So I knew I was getting better. And I had a teammate on my team who I felt was really good, but we just really weren't getting much attention. So I said to him, I go, why don't we go make a new team?
Mm-hmm.
And when that happened, someone else hit me up and they were like, oh, like, we're looking to make a team too. Like, why don't we just combine and make a team? So we combined and made a team. And that team was like, in comparison to all the other teams I played for, it was pretty good. Really isn't good. It wasn't really good in the grand scheme of things, but we would actually win games and have potential to win playoff series and stuff like that. And it was all networking. It was like getting to know people and meeting people who weren't completely horrible. But it was a process because when you start out, you're bad and no one knows who you are. So it takes time to like build up and get better. But we played on that team for a while, and after a while, me and the guy I brought with like felt like we could do even better than that because we felt like we were really getting to a good point. And we found 3 other guys that felt the same exact way, and we felt the same way about them. And that's when we really started to win. That's when I made anyone that knows about what we do, malicious intent. And that's when we started winning, wagers. We started winning money. We started winning big leagues, or at least going far in those tournaments. And flash forward 6 months later, like we're because of all the hard work we put in, how many games we were playing a night, and how much we trust each other and stuff like that. That's really what got my name out there and allowed me to start winning bigger things, like winning my draft eligibility tournament and meeting people like Moody, who everyone knows in the community has been around for a long time, and meeting people like Ant, like other really good players. And we, from there, like for me as an individual, like I've been able to play like with a lot of really good people, and grow myself as a brand. And that's how I really got these opportunities with the, to go play in the 2K League and the 3v3 tourney, or, win some bigger leagues, some bigger wagers, go out to Vegas for the UPA events and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And for anyone who's a novice, like, you'll see these people on stage, like everyone knows who like FaZe Clan is with Call of Duty, or you'll see like these big people on stage, and you're like, how do they even get here? They're so good at the game, and you see them doing things that you couldn't even imagine doing, because you're like, how do I even do those skills? But it's like, they couldn't do any of those things at first either. Like, everyone says that they're great and they're the best player on earth and stuff like that, but in reality, everyone sucks when they first pick up the game. Everyone's playing with the same controller, like, and it's just putting in the work and the time, and then, asking questions and networking yourself on social media. Like with 2K, Twitter is the big place to do it. Like, getting out on Twitter, like DMing people, asking them, how did you get to where you are? How can I get better? And there's a lot of nice people. Like, everyone says everyone's mean, but most people are pretty nice, and they'll respond to you and give you like tips and pointers. And it's just, believing that you can get to that point. And it's like, for me this next year, I'm trying to get to the league finally, like, for sure. Like, last year, I feel like I became eligible. I played 2 weeks in the 2K League for the 3v3 tournament, which was awesome. But now it's like, I want to get drafted. Like, I don't want to just be eligible and then go undrafted. Like, I don't want that to be what I do. Like, I want to get drafted and be in the league. Like, that's my goal. And the way I approach it now is, like, completely different, because, like, I do believe that even though everyone's going to say, like, certain guards are better and everybody believes that they're the best guard, like, I think that I'm one of the best guards available if I lock in, put my head down, and, grind this out. And that's really, like, what my goal is going into the next year for pre-draft, is just to be the most disciplined player, best teammate I can be, communicate, be a leader, watch film every day, grind the game more than like the other people around me. Because if I do those things, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to be a top guard in my class and go off the board early.
Mm-hmm.
But for a novice, like, this has been like a 2-year process, so it's not going to happen quickly. These things don't happen like overnight, but it's always getting a little bit better every time you play, focusing on the little things, or even the bigger, like having a bigger picture in mind, but focusing on the little things that other people are doing that you're not doing yet, so that way you can improve yourself. And just, like I said, asking questions and being persistent. Like, if I would have given up when I lost by 40, I would have never gotten to play 2 weeks in the 2K League for the threes tourney. That's how I see it. If I would have, given up when I felt like my teammates weren't good, I hear a lot of people make that excuse all the time. It's like, I feel like I'm a good player, but I can't get good teammates because I don't have a big name. Someone will notice you if you're playing good on a bad team and pick you up. It may not be the best player in the community or the best player that, like, out there where you're just going to go win a huge tournament, but it'll be a team you can compete with. And from there, that's when people will notice you. And those draft prospect tourneys coming up are huge, because the draft eligibility tournaments that the 2K League teams host, it's like you're competing with other prospects. These are people that are like you're going to be competing with for your draft spot. Well, the best of those prospects win a tournament, and they're not allowed to play in those tournaments anymore because they already got their eligibility. So as it goes down the line, like, you're not going to be playing a super stacked team. Like, your team of well put together people with chemistry can beat those later on teams. It's very possible. So it's like, I just say persistence, networking, and just it goes with persistence, but really just like not giving up and being deliberate in what you're trying to do. I think that's how you succeed in esports.
Okay.